Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for April 13th. April 13th is the 103rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 104th in leap years, with 262 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is Biblioclast. Biblioclast is a noun which means one who destroys or mutilates books. This word comes from the Greek words that mean book and breaker. Earliest documented use is 1880. I'd like to take a moment to remind you that links to my research are included in the show notes. Ask you to go ahead and click that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay to the end for those outtakes and let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Remember that you can share this video with others with the link in an email or through your social media. And with that, we're going to start in the year 1204 when Constantinople fell to the Crusaders of the Fourth Crusade, temporarily ending the Byzantine Empire. This is the birthday of future President Thomas Jefferson, born on April 13, 1743. Union forces surrendered at Fort Sumter on April 13, 1861. This is the birthday of outlaw Butch Cassidy, born April 13, 1866. He lived to the age of 42 as far as we know. Honestly, the exact circumstances of his fate is in dispute. The Metropolitan Museum of Art was founded in New York City on April 13, 1870. This is the birthday of American short story writer, novelist, and Pulitzer Prize winner Eudora Welty, born April 13, 1909. She lived to the age of 92. Also the birthday of American atheist Madeline Murray O'Hare. Yikes. She wasn't a very pleasant person. Born April 13, 1919. She founded the American Atheists and died in 1995 at the age of 76. The first nonstop flight from Europe to North America took place on April 13, 1928. They took off from Ireland and landed on a small Canadian island. Japan and the USSR signed a non-aggression pact on April 13, 1941. Not that they were all that tight of buds, but agreeing not to fight with each other freed them up to focus on other things. In 1943, the Jefferson Memorial was dedicated in Washington, D.C. on the 200th anniversary of President Thomas Jefferson's birth. Nice. This is the birthday of American actor Tony Dow, born April 13, 1945. Best known as the older brother Wally on the show Leave It to Beaver. He's still alive as I report this and turns 75 in 2020. On April 13, 1953, CIA Director Allen Dulles launched the mind control program MK-Ultra. On April 13, 1958, 23-year-old American pianist Van Cliburn was awarded first prize at the inaugural International Tchaikovsky competition in Moscow. My grandmother took me to see Van Cliburn in concert when I was a little girl. I might have been about 8, I think. Here in Fort Worth, over in the Cultural District, there's actually a street named after him, Van Cliburn Way. Turns out he lived just about 2 miles west of me here. What a talent, Mr. Cliburn. He passed away in 2013 at the age of 78. On April 13, 1964, Sidney Poitier became the first African American to win an Academy Award for Best Actor for his role as a construction worker who helped build a chapel in the 1963 movie Lilies of the Field. What a great movie. April 13, 1970 is the day that Apollo 13 said, "Houston, we've had a problem here." Oxygen tank number 2 had blown up, causing some serious problems with the mission and threatening the astronauts' lives. The guys on the ground scrambled to try to figure out some solutions for them. It was certainly touch and go for a while, high tension, and a flat dab miracle that they made it back at all, but they sure did. I imagine we'll talk about that again when they touch down a few days from now. On April 13, 1976, the United States Treasury Department reintroduced the $2 bill as a Federal Reserve note on Thomas Jefferson's 233rd birthday as part of the United States bicentennial celebration. A 21-year-old Tiger Woods won the Masters tournament for the first time on April 13, 1997. And that's going to do it for us today. That's all I have. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. On April 12th, 1927, of course it was the 12th, that's what we're talking about, to the Mediterranean, oh good grief. All right, where are we now? We'll start from the beginning. And we'll probably leave that part out. I don't know how all that's gonna go together, or if it's even gonna make it to the video, we'll just see. That's not gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna cut those out. That'll all be laying on the cutting room floor. So I'll just do that whole thing over. That might not make it into the video, we'll see. Changing it up.